bear with me really quick. I know this says Alltrax, and this is for an Alltrax controller, but I really like their diagrams. And honestly, if it's a series cart, it's going to be wired up just like this anyways. It doesn't matter what kind of controller you put here. If it's got those three outputs, if it's a normal series, a newer series controller where it just has an M negative, a B negative, and a B plus, which the Navitas does, it's going to be wired like this, or it should, for a newer series cart. Anyways, what you need to do, you need to put your positive lead of your voltmeter on the positive, the main positive post of the battery pack over here, right here. And then we're going to probe at these different locations and test for power. Now, since you're not using a test light, you're just going to have to watch the numbers, and it'll probably be a two-person job since you have a stretched cart and you can't reach everything. But anyway, so what we're going to do, we're going to put the positive lead here, and we're going to start out at M negative over here. And I've drawn these arrows that shows the way the current flows through the system. And we're just going to go in systematic order and test these spots. So first of all, with the probe on positive, you're going to take the negative probe and you're going to hold it on M negative and slowly give the cart throttle, full throttle. And if the controller is outputting power to the motor, you should see a voltage increase as you give it throttle. All right, so the controller puts out M negative, it goes over to your F&R board over here, all right? It goes in M negative, and these two connections aren't kind of drawn to scale. But anyways, it's going to go in M negative, and this is where we get this is how we get forward and reverse on the series cart. All you're doing is swapping the direction where current flows through the series on the motor. So in this case, the way I've drawn it, it's coming out of M negative, it's going into the bus bar behind the little fob that flips left and right, and it's going to come out through where you have that wire connected. It's going to go into S1, out S2, back into the fob. It's going to go to the bus bar, out A2, into A2 of the motor, and out A1 up to B positive. And if we put the cart in reverse order, what happens is it goes in M negative. This time, instead of coming out S1 into S1 of the motor, it's going to come out S2 on the board, go into S2 on the motor, and out S1 in reverse direction, out A2, into A2, out of A1, and back to B positive. That's how you get your forward and reverse. Like I said, all you're doing is switching current direction on the field of a series motor. So anyways, we're going to probe spot 1. You're looking for a power increase. If you've got a power increase, the volts go up. All right, the controller's putting out power. So the next, we're going to follow the path over to M negative, make sure that the wire is conducting the power up to the board. We're going to probe it at spot 2 right here where it connects to the bus bar under the F&R. All right, then spot 3, we're going to probe the cam on the back side and make sure power is going through the bus bar and back out of the cam right here. All right, so if you got power there, then you're going to follow that wire over to the motor to S1. All right, we're going to probe the post on the motor. That's going to be spot 4. We're looking for a power increase as you give it throttle. All right, if you see that, you're going to move over to the S2 terminal on the motor and you're going to probe for power output. All right, and if you have it there, then you're going to come back up to the cam. You're going to probe it on the connection at the cam, looking for power in and out. All right, and then you're going to come down to the bus bar coming out of the back side of the module and probe it there. We're going to follow the wire back to A2. We're going to probe it there, and then we're going to also make sure it's going through the armature and out the other side on A1, and make sure you're getting power out there. So at any point where you stop losing power, that's where your problem is. Typically what I see, there's 2 really major areas that I see where there's failures in this system. This board gets burned up, especially you said you're going up a hill with 6 people with a load and low battery voltage. You could have overheated this and melted a connection and it's not making a good connection. That could be your problem. Or you may have melted a brush off in the motor. I see that happen a lot too. They'll just overheat and the wire will just melt out of the brush. So most likely you're going to find that you're not getting power out of one of these ports on the cam here because it's not making good contact, or you're not getting power through the brushes here, because one of your brushes is broken off inside because it's overheated. But anyways, that's where to start at with this. If that doesn't work, then you can try something different. Just let me know if that helps you and helps you find the problem. Anyways, let me know what you come up with.